Hello and welcome everybody to the Verdant Growth Daily, where we give you the news, tips, and tools you need to live echo. My goal is to help put you in the right mindset to live more in line with your own values and to change your life to make it more fulfilling, sustainable, and hopefully a little more balanced with nature, all in just 10 unedited minutes a day. My name's Eugene, and this is episode 20. Today, we are going to be talking about how to make meaningful changes in your life that stick. Because the other day, I spent some time talking about why I have decided to start quitting meat. On the first day, I talked a lot about my emotions and the feelings and the experience of eating meat and how it feels and what I think about how my meat eating is connected to the environment and connected to people around me and connected to animals around me. And then I spent another day talking about the science. We talked about the climate change, the treatment of animals, and how I feel about that. We talked about the environmental impacts of it. And so I talked a lot about how becoming more conscious about your actions and how they're connected to the environment is the first step into making changes into your life. But you might have been thinking after that, how do I actually make the changes? What can I actually do to change things in my life that sticks? Maybe you've tried being vegetarian before. Maybe you've tried to be vegetarian for a couple of weeks or a month before, and then you just couldn't get it to stick. Maybe you have tried to, go to the gym every day for a month, and you just couldn't get it to stick. So the next big problem that we have to overcome is, how do we actually go about making the changes? This is where pretty much everybody fails, right? Almost everybody I know has tried to be vegetarian once at some point in time, right? Everyone says, yes, I know meat is bad. I feel bad for the animals. I'm going to go vegan right now. And you try. And you go to the supermarket. And then you realize, oh man, this is harder than I thought. What's vegan? Which stuff is vegan, right? I don't even know. What should I be eating? Am I just going to just buy a bunch of broccoli and tomatoes and just eat that for the next few weeks? What do I buy? Some of the vegan plant-based meat is more expensive than regular meat. It's more expensive to do this. And then maybe you talk to your friends and your friends say, go down to the bulk food store and buy bulk beans or something. And you go I have to now change where I do my shopping. It's far away and I don't know. It's far and I don't want to have to go deal with trying to figure out where it is and how to deal with the new cooking. How do I cook this stuff? It's hard to do, right? There's a lot that kind of gets in your way. And for most people, this will probably only last a few days or a few weeks before you give up. And so for most people, including me, this is totally the wrong mindset to have. Most of us cannot just think okay, I'm going to go to the gym every single day for the rest of my life. Most people can't do that. I know that I'm not capable of doing it. This happens because our logical minds and our emotional minds are not the same. And our habits and what we do in our daily lives are not decided by our logical minds, right? You should do exercise every single day. Do you? We should read books. We should constantly be reading books. You should read a book for an hour every day. Do you? We don't do in our lives what is logical, right? We do what we do based on how we feel. And then we logically justify them later, right? Exercise. No, I don't have time to exercise. I wish I had the time to exercise. I would love to exercise more. It's healthy. But, I just don't have the time to do it. If I do it, it's probably going to take time away from my family and my friends. Right now, I've got this project at work. I'm really, really busy and tired. Exercise is something I want to do, but I'll start doing it later once I'm finished with this project and I have more time. Does any of this sound familiar? It's all of that is all because our feelings are telling us we don't want to do it. So we make logical excuses for why we can't, right? So this is why, rather than thinking about the logical aspect of why we should do things, oh yeah, exercise, it's good for your body and it gives you more energy and it's good for you and it increases your heart health. We need to learn how to manage our feelings and the way that we feel about the different things that we do in our daily lives. So how do we go about doing this? We need to teach our feelings to feel good about the changes we want to make. So we do this by doing pretty much two things. One, by making small gradual changes. And two, becoming aware of how those changes actually affect our lives. How do we actually feel when we make those changes? And doing, I think, vegan and vegetarianism, it's probably a pretty hard example to follow. So let's start with something more relatable. Let's use exercise as an example. So let's say that my goal is to go to the gym and exercise for 1 hour a day, 5 days a week. Too big, way too big, way too big. This, if you try to do that right away, you are setting yourself up for failure. There's no way you can do that right off the bat unless you are somebody who is very, very, very disciplined already. It's much easier to start with something very small and achievable, like really small if you need to, right? I'm just going to do jumping jacks for 5 minutes a day, 5 days a week, right? Or if that's not possible, maybe 4 days a week or 2 days a week. Do whatever is doable, right? If that's not doable, go even smaller. Go so small that you can't make any excuses for yourself not to do it, right? If 5 minutes is too much, 1 minute a day of jumping jacks. You cannot tell me you don't have 1 minute a day to do jumping jacks, right? So first, make the goal achievable. Make it a small step. And then start becoming aware of how it feels, right? So when you exercise more, pay attention to what it feels like. While you're exercising, what does it feel like? Maybe it feels painful. Maybe it feels uncomfortable. But how does it feel after? After you exercise, do you feel any better? How do you feel when you don't exercise? Right? Maybe you have days where your muscles are all sore and you're like, God, I hate exercise. But maybe on other days you feel like, you know what? I have more energy than I used to have. I feel stronger. I used to get really, really winded walking up the stairs to my house, and now I don't. Wow, it feels a little bit better than it used to. Then grow. Then make your goal a little bit bigger. Now try doing 2 minutes of jumping jacks, right? And again, repeat this process over and over and over again. Wow, I used to do jumping jacks for 1 minute and be winded like crazy. Now I can do 10 minutes and I don't feel a thing. It's easy. Means I've gotten stronger. I've gotten healthier. I feel like I have more energy now. And because that got so easy, I decided to start throwing in a few push-ups every time I do jumping jacks now, right? Maybe you notice, hey, my body looks better. I actually feel like my arms have gotten a little better, or I feel like my stomach's gotten a little smaller, right? Start paying attention to every single change that you make. Even when, like I said, on the days when you don't exercise, pay attention what it feels like not to exercise. On those days, in my case, this is something that I've been doing. I've been doing for almost 2 months now. I've been doing 5 minutes of exercise a day. That's it. 5 minutes a day, because I cannot make any excuses for 5 minutes a day. 5 minutes a day of exercise. And now I've gotten to the point where if I don't do the exercise, I feel like my body is like tight. I feel like my body is like really, really like, I don't know, like I feel like I don't move very well, and I feel like my shoulders are tighter, and like everything feels more difficult on days when I don't exercise. So it's gotten to the point where it's pretty much a habit for me, right? It's kind of like brushing your teeth. If you don't brush your teeth, you feel like, oh, no, I don't want to eat anything. I don't want to drink anything. No, I haven't brushed my teeth yet. Ugh. If you haven't brushed your teeth in like a day, you feel like, oh God, I must have horrible breath. Ugh, it feels awful, right? That's eventually the point that you want to get to. You want to get to the point where doing it feels good, so much so that when you don't do it, you want to do it again, right? And so this is how you should focus on every single change you make in your life. It doesn't have to be environmental changes. In my case, I like to try to make my changes to my life more environmentally friendly, and they feel better. For me, every time I make a change to do something a little bit more environmentally friendly, I start out doing it because it's like the environmentally friendly, logical thing to do. But what I have found over and over and over again is that as I make these changes, they feel better. They make me feel better about my life. I feel like my life is happier, more joyful. I feel like my life is more in line with my values. And I feel like I become a better husband. I feel like I become a better dad. I become a better friend. I feel like I become a better steward to the environment. Like, I just feel more proud of the person that I am. Through these small changes, you can eventually work yourself up to do pretty much whatever it is you want to do. If over time it doesn't feel better, then maybe that thing is not for you, and that's okay. But I think that you should always be trying to find little changes to make in your life to try to make yourself better, to try to make yourself into a better person. So, taking action and taking on challenges will also make you realize things that you might not have thought of before, right? Your goals might even change over time. At the beginning, you might have said, my goal is to get to the gym. But maybe over time, you realize you really like working out at home. Actually, I would love to get some weights and just work out at home. And then your goal changes. But that's okay. That's part of growing. The most important thing that you can do is just start doing it. Start doing things that are achievable. When you make changes that you can feel the impact of, you're much, much, much more likely to continue to do it. So making meaningful changes means learning how to work with your emotional mind, not just your logical one. So I hope that you give it a shot. Give it a shot, get out there and see if there's some kinds of changes that you want to make to your life. And if there are, find that small step, find that tiny step that you can make to put you just one step closer to what you want to be. And then pay attention to how you feel. That's kind of the point where I'm at now with eating meat. I've been reducing the amount of meat I eat, and I've been paying attention to how I feel when I eat less meat. And I notice a difference. I feel lighter. I just like, not just my body weight, but in my actual, I don't know, my feelings. I don't feel so heavy and like lazy and sleepy. I feel more alert and I feel like I have more energy. And that's been something that I didn't think would come of eating less meat. I wanted to just stop eating meat because I didn't like that it's helping to cause climate change, or that animals are having to suffer because of it. But as I'm doing it, I'm finding that I'm just liking it more for me. I'm just liking it because it feels better. And so I hope you guys take the chance to find something that you want to do and to try to make some impactful and meaningful changes in your life. And I hope that this talk will help you to do it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. If you want to come and interact with me live, be sure to subscribe to that channel on YouTube just by searching Verdant Growth in YouTube. And then hit that notification bell so that you know when I go live. Find me also in social media circles, all in the description box down below and on the screen, and I appreciate every single one of you for watching. I've been trying to get to 100 subscribers. That's my goal. I think that I've decided that when I get to 100 subscribers, I'm going to donate to some charity. I haven't decided which one yet. As soon as I do, I'll announce it. But if I can get to 100 subscribers, $100 to a charity. Done. I'm going to do it just because I think that that is going to help push me to get more subscribers and, push more. But also I think it'll help other people to see that I'm serious about the environment. I'm serious about doing things, taking action, and leading people to do things. This is one of the ways that I think that we can all do that is by even if we don't have time to contribute with our time, maybe we can contribute with our money. And this is one way that we can do it. So I'm going to find a charity to donate to. If you have any ideas, comment them in my YouTube channel or send me a message on Twitter or Facebook or any of those places. And thank you guys so very much for watching. Eugene and Verdant Growth out.